Scott Hamilton, the Healthy Voyager of the Healthy Voyager's Global Kitchen. Today we are making gnocchi, and it's not your traditional basic gnocchi where you just kind of mix it in whatever sauce you want. We're gonna do kind of like a gnocchi stir fry. So we're gonna have beans and greens and all kinds of delicious aromatics. You will love it, and it's a nice little twist on regular pasta. So here is what you're gonna need. 1 to 2 packages of vegan gnocchi. I use a vegan gluten-free gnocchi for all my gluten-free buddies out there. About 4 to 5 cups of kale or spinach leaves. 1 15-ounce can of white beans. 1 15-ounce can of organic diced tomatoes. A tablespoon of olive oil plus a teaspoon of olive oil. You'll see why later. About a ½ cup of chopped white onions. 2 to 3 garlic cloves minced. ½ cup of water. About a ½ cup of shredded vegan cheese. A teaspoon to 2 teaspoons, depending on flavor, of Italian spice. Salt and pepper to taste. All right, let's get started. Okay, so we've got our pan set to medium heat. You want to get it nice and hot before you put anything in. We're gonna start with the 1 tablespoon of olive oil first. Go ahead and coat that pan, get it nice and warm. You never want to heat olive oil to more than medium heat because it changes the molecular structure of the olive oil and it actually becomes rancid. So if you're gonna do high heat cooking, make sure you use a high smoking point oil. All right, so now we're gonna let that get ready. I already see it nice and making ridges. When you see ridges in your olive oil, it's good to go. And we're gonna saute the gnocchi and brown it up a little bit before we add in all the veggies. You're gonna wanna saute it for about 4 to 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes. Get it nice and brown, and then we're gonna transfer it to a bowl, and then we're gonna saute all the other stuff. And this kitchen is gonna smell so good. All right, so as you can see, the gnocchi's getting nice and browned up. It's gonna get nice and crispy on the outside, nice and doughy on the inside. It's a good little mix. Very different than when you just boil the gnocchi, which is awesome too. I love it. It's such a great, quick weekday meal. Just boil it, 4 minutes later, you've got dinner. All right, so our gnocchi is nice and browned, and we're just about ready to pop it out for a sec while we saute up all the yummy veggies. All right, these guys are looking good. And if you're using frozen gnocchi, make sure you let it sit out for a little while so it doesn't take as long to cook and it cooks thoroughly when you pop it into your pan. All right, so I think we're ready to go. I'm gonna pop this out and just put it into a bowl for a little bit and go ahead and saute our onions. So we're gonna use this teaspoon. Our pan is already hot. We're gonna go ahead and put our onions in there. Sizzle, sizzle. All right, so we're gonna get these nice and cooked, a little bit translucent, and then they're ready. And then we're gonna toss in our garlic and a little bit of water to kind of deglaze our pan. Smells so good. And the great thing about doing kind of one pot, one pan cooking, the cleanup is easy and everything kind of like melds together really well. It's delish. And because it was already hot, it cooks really quickly. So we can go ahead and put in the ½ cup of water and the garlic. If you like garlic, you can add more than 2 to 3 cloves if you like it really garlicky. Fine with me. All right, so we're gonna get this nice and browned and cooked up. So once the garlic aroma is releasing, you'll know it's ready. It's nice and brown, the water is starting to cook down a little bit, and then we're gonna go ahead and throw in the beans, the tomatoes, and the rest of the spices. All right, let's go ahead and toss these guys in. Give them some flavor. I like to kind of mix everything in one by one to make sure that everything fully incorporates. It's not a big mess. And when you use the diced tomatoes from the can, go ahead and put the liquid in too, because it's gonna give it some extra flavor. All right, time to throw in our maters. So Italian in here. right, get these guys in there. Super, super easy for a quick weekday meal. Yum-alicious. So we're gonna let the liquid kind of cook down just a little bit before we put in the greens. Like I said, you can use kale or you can use spinach. You can chop it to make it smaller, but it's gonna wilt in the pan anyway. So we wanna cook down some of this juice. And then we'll add in our greens and our spices. Okay, so our base of tomatoes and beans and all our aromatics like the garlic and the onion is ready to go. We're gonna toss in our greens. If you want, you can go ahead and saute your greens with the garlic and the onions if you want it to wilt down, but I like to throw it in at the end so you don't kill all the nutritional value. But you know, whatever you want, easy peasy. So we're gonna go ahead and just kind of do it in batches to make sure it cooks down and doesn't take up the whole pan at once. Plus, when you add it in at the end, it gives some really nice color. It's still gonna wilt down, but it won't be completely devoid of nutrients. All right, so wilts pretty quickly, you'll see. Spinach or kale, either or. This is baby kale. All right. And then once we've got everything down, we're gonna toss in the gnocchi and the seasonings because you want those to really pop at the end. All right, so greens are wilted, everything's in there. Let's toss in our gnocchi. All right, get our plate ready to serve and eat. Let's get the gnocchi all coated with this delicious tomatoey goodness. And then at the very end, we'll add in some cheese to kind of melt in there. You can totally dismiss the cheese if you're looking to decrease your calorie intake or oil content, but we'll add a little bit for this, it'll be fun. So this is my Italian seasoning mix. Basil, oregano, rosemary, that kind of stuff. I'm just gonna do a little sprinkle of salt. Maybe a little more, bring out that. And then some pepper. Mix that in. Add in the cheese, get it all meltified, and then it's time to eat. So colorful and Italian-y and pretty. And it really is a nice alternative to regular pasta. For those of you who don't know, gnocchi is potato pasta. You can make it at home, very easy, but there are really a lot of great brands out there to make life just more simple. All right, so we've got everything in here, yum. Last minute, toss in this cheese. We're gonna bring this down to low just to make sure nothing burns and the cheese gets nice and melty. All right, all set. Turn off the burner and it's time to serve. Get my little slotted spoon out there so we get all of this yummy goodness. Get all the greens, get all the reds, get all the cheese and the beans. Hearty, hearty weeknight meal or weekend meal with some wine, sweet stuff. All right, well, that looks like a nice heaping serving just for me. All right, well, there you go. You've got your gnocchi stir fry. It's veggie packed, it's flavor packed. If you like this recipe, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, questions, or requests, I love recipe requests. Put them down in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to our newsletter as well as to our channel and follow me on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, everywhere at Healthy Voyager and at healthyvoyager.com. Hope to see you again next time. I'm gonna go eat this. I'll see you later. Bye.